me. So everybody just follow me, cause we need a little controversy, cause it feels so empty without me.
You've all been waiting for.
Lafayette joins in a lawsuit against state to protect local authority, not oppose affordable housing. So mayor says. You want to bet? Not in my backyard starts at the local level. There are a couple links related to the same subject that came out recently. Aurora joins 5 cities suing state. Pull over a new affordable housing laws. Colorado municipalities will not be bullied by an administration and legislature that gives lip service to local control but does not understand or respect home rule authority. You can't tell us what to do. We don't care what the law is. We make our own law. And one more here. 6 Colorado cities sue Governor Gerald Polis state to block housing reforms. Cities argue reforms intended to build more housing in Colorado violate state's constitution's local control provisions. Alrighty, we're going to have a quick conversation about who the Municipal League is. Commentary. The Colorado Municipal League's #1 issue is something called home rule. Colorado Municipal League is a collection of local cities and municipalities that support home rule, which basically says that they can do what they want in their own communities. This term, local control, is a place where racism and classism hides. Consider this. 10 years ago, Denver Homeless Out Loud ran something at the state level known as the Right to Rest Act, which was meant to overturn camping bans in municipalities. The strongest opponent was the Colorado Municipal League. They didn't want their ability to create sundown laws to move poor people out of their communities to be taken from them. Same works for housing development. If all you're building is market rate and luxury housing and above, you don't build any low-cost housing or budget housing or stuff that's affordable to your population, then you don't have any poor people. They are complaining about the state requiring that they build more affordable or government-subsidized housing, which means more poor people in their communities. They won't say it out loud that way directly, but that is always the case. They will claim that they don't have poor people in their communities, partly because they don't build housing for them. And then if they see them out in public, they arrest them and send them on to the next town. This is what's known as a sundown law. A home rule is a place where classism and sundown laws and racism hides. All right, with that in mind, let's get on to the article. Okie dokie. Lafayette has joined in a lawsuit against Colorado and Governor Gerald Polis in what officials can call an effort to secure the city's local authority, and not, the mayor says, to prevent new affordable housing units. Look at the first line in the article. Reporters have heard all of this before. They know what's really going on. But officials speaking on behalf of local communities typically go, "Oh, no. That's not what we mean." This week, Lafayette announced that it would be joining the court fight alongside Aurora, Arvada, Glendale, Greenwood Village, Westminster, alleging home rule violation and land use management overreach. Home rule is a type of governance based on a charter, essentially a local constitution, written by residents, giving local officials the authority to make certain decisions for the city in a statutory municipality. In a statutory municipality, one without home rule, local authorities generally follow state laws. Lafayette Mayor J.D. Mangat said in an interview with the Daily Camera that Lafayette agrees with the state that building affordable housing is important and necessary. Commentary, but they're not going to do it. Wash, rinse, repeat. Political leaders respond by sounding sympathetic to their constituents, but vote with institutions that fund their political campaigns. Wash, rinse, repeat. Political leaders respond by sounding sympathetic to their constituents, but vote with institutions that fund their political campaigns. Wash, rinse, repeat. But the city finds issues with the state's implementation of how to create affordable housing because they want to move people in the city that they don't like seeing out.
There's poor people around.
The state House bills 23-1255, 24-1304, and 24-1313 violate the city's home rule authority by dictating how a city can use its land. A news release from the city claims Magnet argues the bills do not create affordable housing, but rather create more market rate housing in the hopes that the cost of housing overall will decrease. While he agrees more housing in general would help housing costs, he said that the one-size-fits-all approach will end up doing more harm than good. Commentary. For those who may not be aware, Lafayette is a very well-to-do suburb in the north part of the Denver metro area. We know how to represent our population best, and local elected officials know our city so well. We spend time there, we live there, we work there, Mangat said. He argues state legislators have been encroaching on the city's home rule authority, specifically on how the city manages land. Zoning land use codes allow the city to manage growth and development and dictate what kinds of buildings can be built in certain areas of the town. Stop. Commentary. All right, so by managing the kinds of buildings you develop, you also manage the kinds of people that will live there. If you build high-end buildings, high-end boutique shopping centers, you're going to build fewer of those kinds of buildings, which will limit growth and also make the people that move into those areas full of more expensive buildings much richer. It's a way of keeping poor people out of your area by design. Welcome to home rule. Then you back that up with a camping van and woohoo, poor people beware.